What's up, guys?
Hello.
Thank you all for tuning in, and welcome to the first episode of Tea Talk officially. We're excited to have you guys. Excited to start up this opportunity that's been in the making for a while. So first of all, we just wanted to get on here for the first episode and kind of introduce ourselves and who we are. As obviously the creators of this podcast, we want you guys to know a little bit about us before we get into the topics that we will discuss in our different episodes. So, do you want to go first, Clint, or do you?
I think that we should wait a couple more minutes just to see what's up.
Yeah.
Here, open that up. Oh, I got my phone.
I got you.
Alright, we got 2 minutes till it's official. I mean, well, it's official now, but like, you know what I mean. Oh, we should actually like explain the name. Are we gonna wait?
Nah, I think we'll wait to do that.
Okay.
Okay, we'll definitely wait, but oh my, we'll give, I'd say like 5 minutes for people to join in, because yeah, it's scheduled for 8:30. Oh my.
Wait a couple minutes.
Yeah. Long day at school today.
Yeah, honestly, but it actually kind of fast. I worked for an hour after, and that went by fast too. But I mean, the fact is that like I've been sweeping and stuff, so when you're like on task, it's whatever.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh my.
What about you?
School today was alright, just long. I don't know, for me, I feel like after school, like when I get home, I just sleep, like I'm sleepy. I feel like taking a 2-hour nap most of the times I can, but it's like, yeah, just tired after school, long day, but.
Yeah. That's for real. It's, honestly, it's the fact that school is just mentally draining, and then like it's that mental fatigue, but it makes you feel physically exhausted. Like, I feel the same way.
Yeah, no.
That's my 4th period, is contemplating if I have time for a 2-hour nap or not. Or my like 30 hours of homework that I have.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Wait, bro, I swear, way too much homework. I be getting way too much homework nowadays. I feel like it's just way different from freshman year.
Oh my god. It is insane. The drastic difference of like, freshman year was just so free. Like literally that was, I don't know, everybody can agree, I think.
Yeah. Alright, should we start now?
I think we should start.
Alright, let's start. So let's start. So I'll go first actually. I'll introduce myself, a little bit about me. So, hello guys, my name is JJ. As most of you guys already know, I'm a junior at Donegal High School. And some of my hobbies, during the summer you'll catch me on the golf course 7 days a week. During the winter you will catch me in the ice rink 7 days a week. And then I also study law. And people know me for being smart. I like to think I am. So, yeah, that's just a little bit about me there. Yeah, I think the biggest thing though is that I do study law, and that's something I probably want to go into in the future. A lot of people say I talk like a lawyer, which I guess you guys will be the deciders of that over time. But yeah, do you want to go?
Yeah. So I'm Quinn Branderhorst, and I'm also a junior at Donegal High School. Some hobbies, following kind of what JJ did. I play the drums. I love to crochet. I love going on hikes. I just love nature, period. Like, I want to study environmental science. Actually, we have AP Environmental Science right now together, and it's
Yeah,
so
shout
fun.
out Mr. Ebersole.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that class is actually fun. I know it's only been a few days in the second semester, and it is an everyday class in the second semester, but I would recommend taking it because I don't know if that's just because I'm obsessed with environmental science, and I even do like my own stuff outside of school with it. Like over the summer, I was a camp counselor, and I did like worked in a nature day camp, and worked with kids and taught them about like the environment of the Pacific Northwest, because it was in Oregon where my dad lives, and I also did like a water testing volunteer opportunity where I tested the E. coli levels of the Susquehanna, like in the Columbia-Wrightsville region, where we shout out Water Watchdogs for the Lower Susquehanna Riverkeepers Association. That is it. Their location is in Wrightsville. It's honestly really cool, and teenagers can do it. And yeah, I want to go into environmental science. Lastly, I would say that I just mainly like to hang out with my friends like everybody does. I tend to do that a lot, so.
Yeah, no, I think, but to characterize us a little bit, I think it's interesting. One of the reasons we want to do a podcast together is because I'm like big, commercial, white collar. I want to go into, probably a law firm when I'm older, and then you, on the other hand, you want to do stuff with, with the environment, whether that's environmental science or whatever you end up doing. So I think, we're two very different people, but we are great. I do believe that we are great minds. So. I think giving our perspectives on different things will be interesting because I think we'll disagree on a lot of things. So
yeah, probably.
Yeah, excited to see where that takes us. But so the one thing I wanted to get into before we do a little game here at the end is I wanted to first share the story of how we came up with this podcast because I know a lot of people have been asking us. So it was what, third period?
Yeah, third period last semester.
Yeah, third period personal finance. Again, shout out to Mr. Krulak. One of the best teachers, in my opinion, at that school.
I know, he's gone now. He went to this online school that Miss Farrar did, and hopefully he'll do good there.
Yeah, he's just a chill guy.
I know.
It's just a chill guy.
I don't know why he left.
I know.
Whatever.
I know, so shout out to him if he ever sees this. I mean, we do miss you, Mr. Krulak. But,
yes.
Just how we started up the podcast. So me and Kun, we became friends kind of in that class, I guess.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was that, like, a lot of people who sat around us, they thought our conversations were interesting.
Yeah, they're like, what did you just say?
Yeah, I
and
know.
Like, I don't know. It was just most out of pocket stuff. Also, shout out Timmy for saying out of pocket stuff in that class. We possibly will have him as an interviewee, and I think that's gonna be pretty tough. I think that's gonna be a phenomenal episode.
Oh, if we bring Timmy Stover onto the episode, bro, that might be our best episode. I don't know.
Actually, yeah. I don't
that
know
would be a great episode.
Unless, like, everything caught on fire. I mean, like, just like we were talking, like, if this table were to collapse and, like, everything, I don't know, that'd be pretty peak.
Oh, the table, like.
Yeah, caught on fire.
I mean, because of all the lighting, yeah. I don't know, that's funny. The podcast is fire for real, like.
You're not. Actually, stop. Please.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, personal finance, that class was really free, I'm not gonna lie. And so the fact that it was so free, we had time to just yap. And of course I was just like not doing my work either, but I did it at home, so that's what counts.
Yeah, I feel like everyone does their work at home now.
I know.
I mean, like, I just go to school, honestly. Like, half the time I'm just talking to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
At home, you do the work. But yeah, so basically that's how it kind of started, personal finance. We started having conversations. People thought they were interesting. But I think the biggest thing that I want to note in the conversations is that they were usually about, like, societal/teenage topics.
Yeah.
And we came to, like, really interesting conclusions, which is kind of what is going to be the topic, or I guess you could say generally what this podcast is going to be about. Is
oh, for sure.
We're going to bring in a lot of topics or issues concerning people our age, high schoolers, young adults, and talk about different things concerning their lives, how you guys might think about certain things, and then we're going to give our perspectives on it. And I think obviously you guys have the ability to comment and share what you guys think is appropriate for different things, but we're going to give our perspectives, and I think it'll be really cool, to see what a lot of people say.
Yeah. And it's going to be just of course, kind of structured with some questions that we're going to throw at you, but it's going to also just be for fun, and we're just going to yap and laugh and just see how it goes.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were going to originally keep this episode kind of short here, but we did want to play a little game before we conclude the first episode of our podcast here, which is the introduction. And so we have 3 questions kind of in a this or that format for the last one, but 2 general questions. So should we get that underway here?
Yeah, let's just do it.
Okay, so the first question we have is, what's your musical taste, what's your music type, and who's your favorite artist?
Okay, so music taste is, I typically lean towards punk, old country, R&B, indie, and sometimes metal. My favorite metal band is a little on the, like, not as screamy side, which is Black Sabbath. I'm obsessed with Black Sabbath. since freshman year. I love classics like David Bowie. I'm actually wearing this shirt, Iggy and the Stooges, Iggy Pop. Nirvana. What else? Just classics like Lauryn Hill. Oh my gosh, she is. I just love her so much. I've been obsessively listening to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill on repeat, literally at school all day, and it's so fire. Please listen to that album. Lastly, I would say I watched the Bob Dylan movie a couple days ago, and I have a couple CDs of Bob Dylan, and I've just been listening to that like driving everywhere, and I drive honestly way too much. Like it took me yesterday to get like in 45 minutes to my drum lessons when it normally takes me 20. Like I was gonna blow up. I hated it so much, and people were cutting me off. I was behind this slow grandpa driver. Dude,
Yeah.
literally the fact that he was going 15 miles an hour, like I'm not exaggerating, 15 miles an hour around a 35-mile-an-hour curve.
Yeah, no, yeah. I know, but I feel like you can just tell based off the car, you can kind of get a good idea of the person who's driving.
And
like I can tell if it's an old person, I can just tell by the car usually if it. Same way if it's like same way if it's like a teenager or like a 20-year-old adult.
Oh yeah, that's so real. Even with like the stickers and stuff too, that's also another like.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that on my car ride. I was like, it's cool to how do you get to know people through their stickers. Like I saw this one with Seth Lancaster Pharmacy, which is like.
Bro, people use like their back windshield or their back I guess it'd be windshield of the car.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it called?
Just call it
the back. We'll just call it the back window anyway.
Yeah.
They use it as like an art gallery. Like I've seen people put like 80 things and it's almost covering the entire thing. I'm like, is that even legal to just deck that out? You know?
Mine's kind of covered, but let's just like. Yeah. I don't know if it is legal. If you can't see, that's pretty bad. But like.
See, the thing that I want when I get my future car when I'm older, I want to get the windows tinted. Like, and I know that like. I don't know. I know there's restrictions on that, but like, realistically, if you're a cop and you see someone with windows tinted, are you really pulling them over to?
No, who cares?
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's the who cares that much? I don't know. It's not that deep in my opinion, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just go back to that old man. He proceeded to like I was next to him.
Yeah.
And at a stoplight, and he looks over and he goes, and he like gives me the.
So I guess I'll go into my music taste then.
Yeah.
So I think we picked this question mainly because our music tastes are just so different, I feel like.
True.
So my music taste is pretty much, I guess it would be typical to what, I don't know, I guess what teenage boys my age listen to. Yeah, I kind of like big rap / pop guy. Some of my favorite artists, I guess it'd be Kendrick, Lamar.
Okay.
Artist. I mean, he can rap, he does the R&B, whatever.
Okay.
And the biggest thing, I know he's been in the spotlight recently just because of, the Kendrick beef, a lot of controversy surrounding him in the media, I think he's a very unique individual.
Okay.
But the biggest thing I think that people who hate on him seem to like misunderstand or they're flawed is like, I'll ask them, I'll be like, okay, you don't like Drake, you're saying this stuff about Drake, pull up your playlist. Nah, I swear to you guys, 90% of the time within the first 5 songs I see there's a Drake song, and I'm like, yep, that's what I thought. So whether you hate him, you love him, I guarantee you if we were to look on your playlist, you probably have a Drake song on there. So I think that just pretty much sums up the type of artist that he is to be on pretty much everyone's playlist. I feel like he has a song for everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a big Drake guy.
Not me though. But I get that.
Yeah.
I definitely had Drake songs on my playlist, but I was like not.
Yeah. Shout out to Kendrick too though. I mean, he's doing the halftime performance at the Super Bowl, so.
I know, I'm so excited for that. Honestly, that's one of the only reasons I watch the Super Bowl is for the halftime show.
For the halftime show, yeah.
And I think that's gonna be such a fire performance.
No, for real. I'm just glad, honestly, that they're not just bringing on like a female singer though, because I feel like that's usually what it is. No disrespect to them, by the way, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, I think it's always phenomenal, but last year it peaked with Rihanna, like, announcing her pregnancy. I feel like everyone says this, but that was just, I don't know, I was flabbergasted.
Does that add to the amazement of what it is for you?
Yeah.
Like the fact that she was.
Yeah, the messages, I was like, I don't know, that's just like, was peak for me.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm sure that, I mean, like, even, like, going on these, like, high elevating things, you know, dancing around, whatever.
Yeah.
When you're, and I don't know how many weeks old pregnant she was, but, I mean, that.
Yeah, me neither.
That is kind of crazy, though, to think about.
I know, because, like, it's the fact, like, I don't know, anything could happen. But also, the cool thing about the set, it was built by a local,
Yeah.
company. I think it's called Claire Brothers & Co. I don't know, it's really sick. I was like, I don't know, I thought that was really cool. I actually met up with this one guy one time who was like my mom's co-worker's boyfriend who works for him.
Yeah.
And works for the company, and I thought that was so cool because I like set design. I do that for Donegal Performing Arts, and I don't know. And it was cool to just be like, yeah, we designed this, and we've done it for other concerts, and I don't know. That was just like peak moment.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for sure. Now, if I was a player, though, during this halftime performance, like, they probably would force you to be in the locker room, bro. I would sprint out of the locker room and just watch the show.
Oh, yeah. That's so valid.
Yeah, no. Like, I get what's on the line. I get what's at stake, especially, you know, you got guys like Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts going head to head, but, like, at the same time, you know, I'm still going on that field and watching the show.
Yeah. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I love
now, here's the thing. If they were going to do a female performer on the halftime show, if they did Sabrina Carpenter.
You're in love with her.
No. Bro, who isn't, though?
I know.
Who isn't in love with her? Like,
I know. What can I say? She's bad.
Tell me that wouldn't be one of the best halftime performances ever.
Yeah,
for Sabrina, especially for this year, though, just because of the run that she's been on.
I know. Exactly. No, you're exactly right. I turned on the radio today. I don't listen to radio much, but like the first two songs were like Sabrina, and then I turned it on later and it was Sabrina again, and that just shows how like insane she is. She's just awesome.
No, she's awesome. Yeah, for sure. I would, if there was like 3 artists that I got to go to see concert.
Yeah.
She might be number one. Right?
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You got that.
Okay. Yeah. If we blow up, then maybe. But. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know.
All right. I think we should go to the second question. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what we picked here. We said, does money buy happiness? So I guess I'll go first this time.
Yeah.
I guess the short answer to this, in my opinion, is I don't think it buys the things that make you happy, but I think it buys things that can solve what stands in the way of you being unhappy. And what I mean by that is I think happiness, I guess, is derived from, a lot of people call it what's it called? The 3 F's: family, faith, and what's the third one? Family, faith.
I don't know.
It might be friendship. I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, no, I think. But just like long-lasting relationships, basically, is what I'm trying to get at there.
Yeah.
Spirituality. Your relations with people, how people see you, and what messages you bring. Those are the stuff that foundationally, will make you happy. But the other thing to contrast that is you can't really, I would say, perfect, those relations and those things that can bring happiness if you're struggling to pay bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's going to cause a lot of stress and it's going to make you unhappy. So that's what I think money essentially does, is it can help you, it can solve, or I guess it can prevent you from being unhappy. But at the same time, even though you're not like unhappy, even though there's no obstacles that you're currently facing, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be happy, because you still need those 3, a lot of people say, 3 F's: faith, family, friendship, those eternal lasting things that will make you happy. So that's kind of where I stand on it. So that's to sum it up. Basically, I think money, it can't buy happiness, but it can help in people not being unhappy. Which is kind of interesting perspective there. But
I honestly agree with that. I've never really thought of this question much.
Yeah.
More or less, I didn't grow up with the most amount of money, but I would say that even though I didn't, I had a pretty great childhood. My mom made a lot of opportunities for me, even though we were limited. Um, and I thought that is pretty great. So I think that, like, yes, money, um, I think money can buy happiness, but not like all of your happiness. I think like what a vacation to Hawaii is pretty sick. Like,
Yeah, no.
I think that like you can get little sweet treats every once in a while, and that is phenomenal. Of course, you buy that with money, so yeah, I can. But mainly like your ultimate like amount of happiness, or more or less like your inner peace. Of course, keyword inner relies on you.
Yes.
So yeah, you can be poor or whatever, and you can still be like insanely happy, but it depends on your perspective, how you work with the outcome of situations, and how you get to the outcome you want. Um, yeah, but of course, like,
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think a big component that kind of plays into that, I guess, situation or circumstance is the financial situation in which people are born into. Because obviously, if you're born with millions of dollars or you inherit a large sum of money, you're not going to appreciate it as much as someone who had to work for it.
Oh yeah.
I think that would honestly be one of the, I guess you would call it most saddest, but I would say unfulfilling lives is to just be, inherit money, because money will never be a solution to you because you're just going to have everything from the beginning. So when you do buy, new things or stuff, you're not going to appreciate it as much as somebody who would have to work for it. And I think that would be like a really unfulfilling reality to live into. Inheriting a business or having stuff, kind of handed down to you.
I agree, because you don't understand value.
Value, yeah. It all plays into that idea of perspective, It's the same thing as, someone who is poor, if they somehow work their way up even to like, make a modest living, I feel like they're going to appreciate their life more than somebody who would just have everything right from the beginning. So
exactly. And that's why, like, honestly, that's kind of like why I think like I value the way you live your life more than, and I think that's why others should value living your life more than just like, and that means for me, like, your daily encounters with the world. Like, what are you doing for yourself? What are you doing to understand the value of things, like with working and stuff as well. And I think that, I don't know, I had a goal where I was going with this, it left my mind. But so yeah, like the way you live it, and then it's like over the financial outcome. Like, I don't know, because you're gonna, in the end, you're gonna have more of your memories than more of your money, because what, you go bankrupt, like, you can't help that.
Yeah, we're not saying that money can't play a part in that, but again,
exactly. Yeah.
But it's just all, I think, perspective, and mainly having, like I said, those three kind of primary everlasting values in check. Ideally, it would be nice, to have both in check, though. You have.
Well, that'd be so sick.
Right. I mean, I guess that's what everyone strives for, but
I would say that's probably like 3% of the population.
Yeah, no, that's like the top 1%.
I know, because you can be like so miserable and have like millions of dollars, or super happy and having like $20 a day.
That's why I look at like these sports stars and pop stars who kind of made themselves into what they are. Like, that they must really enjoy their lives. Like, they must, like, for them, especially at that age too, because I think also it goes into, age level. It's like, people will not care as much as, let's say, if, you're a millionaire when you're 50 or 60. If you're, like, that rich when you're in your, 20s, early to mid-20s, I think that just having that money at that time in your life would unlock a whole new side of life in general that not too many people get to experience. And I think that would be just super cool to experience for like a week. Like, imagine just living there. You know what I mean?
That'd be actually phenomenal. Like, shout out to Serena again. Like, coming from like working, like, if you child actors that don't come from a lot of money, like, I see that like mainly because I like to listen to podcasts about that.
Yeah.
But they'll like come from like pretty much nothing and then make their way up and then getting the money. That's how they understand the value. Then they're like, oh, yo, this is sick. Like I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with sports stars. Obviously, there's a lot of sports stars, you know, who grew up in rough areas. Obviously, I think the best example being LeBron James. Probably the best athlete of our generation. Undeniably the greatest basketball player of all time for anyone who was wondering. But yeah, I think LeBron James, you know, you just look at him growing up in the situation that he had to. I don't even think, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think he was moving homes when he was at a very young age, transferred schools, and eventually got to his high school, and then from there it was just, you know, he went down as, you know, one of the most prolific high school basketball players ever to play the game, and, you know, the rest was history from there.
Yeah.
So, you know, you just look at examples like that, and it's, you know, I think that would be an idealistic reality, but yeah, I think that would just be really cool, and I'm glad you know, people get to experience that. Obviously, talent, you know, everyone can't do it. If everyone would be able to do it, everyone would, but it's kind of cool to look up to those individuals and what they're able to accomplish, especially coming from where they did. So.
Exactly. I agree.
All right, so I guess we'll get into the last question here. It's a this or that. And this one's interesting, actually. I think somebody brought this up in a class as something that people wanted to talk about. I'll let you go first on this. Do you like, in general, and I think it does depend on the situation, do you like, in general, calling or texting people more, if you have to pick one? Calling. Okay.
Hands down, because I call people, like, all the time, like my best friend. She doesn't answer because she likes texting.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, that's like the first thing I'm gonna think about. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna call you and we're gonna have this conversation. Because with calling, like, when you're actually actively speaking to each other, then the conversation is gonna be so much more like going down different paths and a lot deeper. And I value human connection. And I think that if you call people, it's just gonna be like peak in texting. Like, I mean, that can happen, but also with like tone. How are you gonna, like, if I text you, I'm trying to think of a sentence, like, if I were to say like, oh my god, that's so funny, in all lowercase, like, do you know if I'm being serious or if I'm being sarcastic?
Yeah, no, tone plays into that, the calling aspect for sure.
Yeah. What about you?
So I would agree with you that calling is, but I think it obviously depends on the situation. For me, texting, I think, mainly should be used as if you're trying to set something up, you know, plan something, and then saying, you know, we can meet here at this day, or, you know, you're trying to plan a date. I think that mainly is what texting should be used for. But other than that, if you want to, like, call me about my day, or, you know, I said the word call, but if you want to talk to me about my day, I would rather take a phone call and, you know, like you said, you know, hear the tone in which people speak, and you can just, it's much more quicker too.
Oh yeah.
We didn't even bring up the time that people take in between texts. You know, I'm not gonna be checking my phone every.
I know, me neither.
And a lot of people are. I just can't do that.
Me neither. I don't know.
And again, that goes back into the question for texting. It's like, how long do you wait to text somebody who texts you? Like, do you play the psychological game where it's like, okay, and then you see this happen, especially on Snapchat, you know, stuff like that. You know, whether it's someone you like, or, you know, even in some cases someone you don't like. It's like, okay, they text you 10 minutes ago. Are you gonna wait an hour to respond just because
you have the control?
Yeah.
My mom always says, don't give people control in the situation. Like, when you ask questions about something that you could just do. Same applies for texting. If you are texting somebody and they have the control to answer when they want to. So if you need an immediate response and it's an important thing, they're not going to answer it. Because also their phone's going to probably be on D&D. Like, most of our generation doesn't have their phone on. And I don't know, calling, I mean, of course, D&D, not much of a difference, but, like, you can be like, oh yeah, wait, they called me. Like, oh, like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think calling, but that's why, like I said, that's why I think calling's better. Now, another big thing that I think is a happy medium now for a lot of people is, like, voice memos. Like, you know, where you just, like, clip yourself. I mess with that, too, to be honest.
I do it when I just don't even like typing that much. I mean, because it's time consuming, and I'm a really messy typer, and I'm going to have to go back. I just go click on it, and it's like a 2-minute rant of me just speaking.
Now that's the thing though. Some people when they do voice memos, I feel like it's just them. Like it takes them 30 seconds to say 2 sentences.
Oh yeah, that's me.
That's
though.
yeah.
That's
no.
me though. And honestly, no shame for me because I don't know. I just love talking, so.
Yeah, no. But I think that's a great happy medium though. Like for people who are in between.
I agree. I don't even think of that.
Yeah, no. Voice memos might be the way to go. But either way, I think I would rather prefer voice memos and calling over texting. Because texting to me is just so...
Yeah,
like I said, unless you're trying to like schedule something, plan, a date or, schedule a time for something, I just don't see the use of you talking about your day or talking about something in depth through texting. Because first of all, it's just going to take you a while, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, it's just, I'm not going to be on my phone, just waiting for your response and then playing a psychological game of me thinking of when to reply to you. It's just, I'd rather call,
I agree. And lastly with calling, I'd have to say that, like, my best example is when I call my uncle and it goes on, like, hey, how you doing? And it's like, with texting, it feels like you're just, like, going back and forth, hey, and it takes so much longer to type. And you also have to think deeply about what you're saying in order for it to make sense because you're not sure if the person's gonna read, and this is not tone, but like gonna read it correctly.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just like something that sounds confusing, and I don't know, it's just like, that's the worst for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no. Well, I think that about wraps up that segment right there.
I agree.
Anything else you want to say before we kind of end our first episode here, our introduction?
We gotta talk about these. We didn't talk about these.
The peace teas, right?
The peace teas.
Yeah, so a funny story, how we came to name our podcast Tea Talk, which a lot of you guys were wondering, how do you come up with that?
Exactly.
So we were sitting here, and this is when we got, kind of finished the production studio that you guys see right here. We were sitting here trying to think of a name. It must have been like at least 45 minutes that we were just sitting here brainstorming names.
Yeah, it was low-key hard. The name generator sucked, and...
Oh, the online name generator.
I know! It was like... It was just the most annoying thing, because he got all these other ones, and I kept getting these cringy ones. It was like, the Giggle Geist, and I was like, that does not sound appropriate. Like, that's not okay. That sounds... I don't know.
No, they were all either like way too generic or just way too cringy. But mostly cringy. Like most of them were just
Exactly.
So anyway, we were sitting here brainstorming for like 45 minutes. And funny enough, we had these peace teas out, and my brain kind of started thinking, like, what about if we call it Tea Talk? Because we have peace tea and, kind of Tea Talk, I think it would be a good name for a podcast. It's a little bit catchy, easy to remember.
Exactly.
And so we just ran with it, and we were like, okay, we might as well have peace teas on set every single time we go on.
Exactly. Sponsor us, please.
Please if you're seeing this, anyone from Peace Tea, this would be the best sponsor possible for this podcast here. Please sponsor us, Peace Tea.
Even if we're a little delusional right now.
Yeah, especially on the golf course, I'll take like 6 of these things and just.
I know, bro. Have you ever seen the movie Caddyshack?
The movie Caddyshack?
Yeah, have you seen it?
No.
Oh god, it's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, literally, like, I don't know, top 15 movie. It's just great. Yeah. It's phenomenal. You, low-key, just watch it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch movies. I just because of Netflix and all that stuff now, I just watch shows, I feel like, if I'm going to watch something.
That's true. I was actually thinking about rewatching the show Supernatural.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
No. I know what you're talking about, though.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
That's my favorite show.
I wonder, and before we end here, is there a show that we watched that that me and you both watched at some point? Because I feel like we... Now my favorite, and Quinn knows this, my favorite show obviously is Suits.
Yeah, of
just
course.
love Suits, Harvey Specter, Mike Ross. Funny enough, they're actually coming out with Suits LA, and like...
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I might lock myself in my room here and just binge watch all of it, but...
Watch it comes out the weekend before AP exams.
I'm sacrificing. Yeah, I am, because I'm sacrificing the AP exams for it, if that's where the kid. No, it comes out like February 25th, I think.
Okay,
something like
you're
that.
good. You're good.
Yeah, no.
Just skip a week of school. I didn't say that, guys.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, we're not gonna do that, but yeah.
That's me energy though. When I don't feel like going to school, like, and I'm like, oh, I deserve a half day. I worked hard for 2 days this week.
Yeah, no.
I'll be like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna stay up until 4 a.m. and watch my show, and then
no.
just watch my show this.
Yeah. Well, especially since I got older too. Like I used to enjoy waking up early. Like I used to really enjoy waking up early. Now it's just, you know, like if I stayed home from school or like if I, you know, I feel like it's just sleep. It's pretty much just sleep.
Dude, I'm so opposite of that. I used to sleep in insane amounts. Like, I was 7 years old and I slept for like 14 hours.
Yeah.
And like, that's not really normal. But like, I now I'm like, oh my gosh, wait. It's 8 a.m. on a Saturday. I can get so much done.
Yeah, I know. So you would consider yourself to be, what, a morning person?
No, I'm a midday person. I just like waking up early. I think that I need a better morning routine in order to feel energized in the morning.
Yeah. Now, I found this interesting. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I find that when I sleep less, I'm more concentrated the next day at whatever I'm doing. Like, I swear, and I looked it up online. There's some word that to describe that, but it's like a lot of people...
Yeah.
Like, I literally, the less I sleep, the more concentrated I feel the next day, which is, like, crazy.
So your adrenaline, maybe?
It might be adrenaline. I don't know.
Now, I'm sure that took human bio, please just drop a comment.
Now, I'm sure that, like, if you were to do that over multiple days, obviously, you would just hit a wall, but...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's like if I do that for one day, you know, or whether it's schoolwork, I'm pulling, like, kind of an all-nighter or whatever, I'm so focused the next day.
Not me. I did that kind of last night. I went to bed late. I got, like, 6 hours of sleep, which is not bad. For me, I need more. But I was literally, like, falling asleep first period. Oh, and in apes.
Yeah.
I, like, couldn't pay attention.
Mr. Seibert, man. Now, I'm going to bring you back here. Mr. Nide, man. That class, oh my gosh.
AP was traumatizing.
We love you, Mr. Nide, but your lectures, man, oh my goodness.
I might have fallen asleep a few times. I have a tendency to do that at school, guys. But it's okay because I'm locked, kind of.
Yeah, at home. At home. Yeah, right. You know, everybody is, but yeah. Shout out to Mr. Nide, man. That class was fun. Fun definitely isn't the word to describe it. I'd say interesting.
You found it interesting. Actually, I think that you probably did.
Yeah, I know. What? Because of the law part, yeah.
Not me. I think I took it because it's like, oh, AP Gov, like, foundations of our government. I need to know that if I'm going to be an adult. Yeah,
no. The back of that class, though, was elite.
The back side of that class Annabelle, bro. Yeah. That was... Yeah. I couldn't tell.
You guys were funny, and I would, like, listen to you, because I was, like, directly in front of you. I would listen to some of the, especially when he's yapping or whatever, I would listen to some of the things you guys were saying, and I would just start dying laughing.
Oh, no.
That was low-key the thing keeping me awake in that class.
That's so real.
Oh my gosh.
Alyssa just would say the most out-of-pocket thing. That is what I miss. I miss Alyssa. Alyssa, if you are around, I don't know, we should hang out. Look-y.
Yeah, that was... I like the people in that class, so that was a good class.
It was, and I'm glad that I like our A-Push class, because I feel like some of those kids, like, most of them kind of, like, transferred over.
Yeah.
And our corner's pretty good in A-Push.
I swear, it worked out. Like, our corner is basically all those people, and then the other half is all, like, I guess, you would say, what, underclassmen? But, like, sophomores, right?
Yeah. And they're sweet. Taylor and Liv, Taylor, I played tennis with you. You were pretty great. Just gotta say that.
Yeah, no, that's... I do like that class, though. Favorite class, though, probably Mr. Creighton. Shout out to him because this is my project for his class. Second semester, kind of doing a little 2-in-1 here because we were going to do this anyway, but
That is awesome that you get to do both.
Yeah, just got a grade for this, too. He's grading, we're being graded right now, I guess. But
right, guys. No pressure.
Yeah. Oh, my. I think we can wrap it up there.
I know. The this or that questions, if you guys want to answer. We're just trying to get some, viewer in, what is it called?
Feedback. We could say feedback, interaction.
Interaction, that's one word.
Yeah.
The questions are your music taste and, your favorite artist. And does money buy happiness? And lastly, this or that, calling or texting.
Yeah, and I think what we were going to do, we were talking about this, and this isn't official yet, but we were thinking we're going to make our episodes on different topics, right? I think we should add this like question thing as a segment at the end for each one.
Yeah.
Just so it'd be, nice little section to end on with something
Yeah.
fun there. So if you guys have future questions that you guys think of, I'm sure you guys can think of some funny ones. Please feel free to also comment, and we will use some of your guys' ideas too for that.
I'm also kind of scared.
I don't knowing the people that are watching this podcast, I'm scared because keep in mind we haven't even checked the comments yet.
Yeah, I know. We were like debating it, and then we were like, no, because we don't want to laugh really hard in the introductory video. Later though, guys.
I can't wait to check out like directly after this. We're gonna look at the comment section and probably die laughing.
It's gonna be diabolical.
Yeah, I know, that'd be funny. And then the last thing before we conclude, this is actually a good thing to end on. Shout out to our production team, Noah and Landon. Thank you guys so much. They will be helping us edit, obviously, what this is, like the raw version, the live of what we do into YouTube, and then also shorter clips with Instagram and TikTok. All the socials will be linked under this right here, under the Twitch account. So if you guys want to go check those out, please feel free to. And other than that, I think we're good.
Dude, we did it. We got it.
We're going to get better at this over time.
We got it.
It'll become easier.
We were nervy, not gonna lie.
We
were nervy, but we did it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Also, we have a list for people. We are going to do special guests. We do have a huge list right now of people that want to go on it.
Bro,
we're going to have to talk about it. It is. We're going to have to talk about it.
Guys, we're selective here, so.
Yeah. I don't want to give any hints, but like, soccer players.
I know, you guys are pretty great.
Yeah, I know. See, you guys, shout out soccer players. I don't want to give too many hints here, but.
Yeah. It's almost like I knew you guys when we were kids. That was fun. Concerts and stuff. Shout out. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got.
But if we do special guests, we'll obviously probably shout them out before we do the episode with them, so you guys will know who's coming on.
Yeah, I think that we'll probably do like on our stories.
Yeah. Just
to say, yo, this is who's coming on, okay?
Yeah. And we'll probably post that on the Instagram too.
Yeah, I can post it on the Instagram, guys. I only have Instagram right now, so if you want to contact me, I'm not really a socials person. He's big on everything. He's got it. He's got the Snapchat, all those things, but not me. I just have Instagram, so message me if you want to.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're good here.
Okay, we got it. We
got it.
All right.
So yeah.
Bye guys. I'm gonna go.
Let's walk off set.